morning. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to go do a leg day at the gym. I've also got a mic so you guys can hear me better now. And I'm just going to show you a little bit of what I do at a leg day at the gym to become a stronger, faster runner, and also showing you guys what I eat before and after. Fun fact, before I was a runner, I was always a gym girl. So I started going to the gym probably my sophomore year of high school, and I've been going ever since. Before I started running, I would go to the gym every single day. It's what I love, really. I love running now, obviously, but the gym has my heart, and I will be going to the gym for the rest of my life. So I'm going to walk you guys through what I'm going to eat before, what I'm eating after, all my thoughts when I'm at the gym, and what I do on a leg day. So today for an outfit, I'm wearing this oversized tee because I always wear an oversized tee. And then the set that I'm wearing underneath is from Form. It is the brown set, and then I am wearing a brown hat to match. Okay, let's clip this thing right here. I think this is how they do it. Boom. Hands free, baby. Okay, let's go eat breakfast. So this morning I actually already had my coffee, and I also ate almost an entire container of the chopped up mango from Trader Joe's. So delicious. I was so hungry because I ate dinner a little early last night. We just got back from Santa Barbara, a lot of traveling, and I ate an early dinner. So now I was starving this morning. So I already ate some fruit and I had my coffee already. But now I'm going to eat some toast and a banana, and then we're going to go head to the gym. So I'm having sourdough as I normally do. I always have sourdough bread with a little bit of butter. So I'm going to go throw this in the toaster and I will be right back. So back before I did a lot of running, I would go to the gym almost every single day of the week, probably actually around 5 to 6 days a week. And I would go through legs, and then I would do back, a full day of back. I loved that day. And then just anything else upper body. So my split was a little interesting. It wasn't your typical push pull legs. It was literally just back, legs, and then any other upper body / cardio. And that's what I did. I would put that on repeat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then a rest day. And I loved it. I think it really helped me build a lot of muscle that has the foundation for my running now and also just my everyday life. Once I was able to build up that muscle, I found that it was a lot easier to maintain. And even though I don't go to the gym as much as I used to, just because I have a lot of running now, I still feel like I have that muscle from being built up through all the years of strength training. So I do think it's really important if you are starting out working out in general and stuff. I think that strength training is such a big thing to focus on, especially in the beginning. And running is great. Obviously, like, you guys know me because I run a lot, but I think that there needs to be more of an emphasis on the importance of strength training just for all aspects of life, your health, but also your performance when it does come to running. Okay, so here I've got some buttered toast. This is just my favorite breakfast. I feel like in every single video that I've posted so far, I'm having buttered toast, but it's because I love it. It's the best breakfast. I feel like it gives me a lot of fuel and just like the extra carbs. Also, it just tastes amazing. This paired with a banana, perfect. But banana does not go on top. I don't mix bananas with things. Bananas go separate. Toast is separate. Okay, now that I have eaten my breakfast, we are going to go head to the gym. It's actually walking distance from my house, so we're going to go walk there right now. Okay, so I've made it to the gym, and I'm going to start out with some stretches first. I always stretch, especially before leg day. It's so important, and I'm just going to walk you through what I do. Okay, so bear with me if I don't know what some of these are called, but these are all the stretches I do before my leg day. So we start off with this quad stretch. I love the way this one feels. Honestly, this is the one that I always start out with, and I always do it before my runs. So I'm obviously not going to do the entirety of my stretch to show you guys. This video would be a million years long if so. So I'm just going to go quickly walk through all the different stretches that I do, but keep in mind that I pretty much hold these different stretches for at least 30 seconds, sometimes a little bit longer. Okay, so we got this like lunge situation. I'm not quite sure, but I always add like a little bit of a twist in it both ways. And we're going to go to the other leg. We're going to come down to the center. And then I raise one arm in the sky, doing this rotation. You guys always know me for these hamstring scoops. I don't really know what they're actually called. Sweeps, yeah, I think that's what that's called. All right, this one. So we're going to come here. You can see, push my knees out, and then we put one knee down. Ooh. Open up the other leg. Just like that. Now we're on the ground. You're going to put both of your legs out like this, just kind of straight out, off to the side a little bit of an angle. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pull both of your knees down to touch the ground. And it's really just going to, ooh, that's such a good stretch. Then you're gonna come back to the center, right here, other side. Make sure your knees are both touching the ground. You're really gonna feel that stretch in your hips. And then I always do just some sitting stretches here. Ooh, just like that. Some in the center. All right, we're good to go. Let's go hit leg day. Okay, so I always like to start out with RDLs. Let's pop the top actually. All right, so first we're gonna start out with RDLs. I am using 240 pounds, but no need to do that weight. That's just what I have built up to. Okay, so this is the first superset. We're gonna start with RDLs and then we're gonna go into sumo squats. I use the same weight for the sumo squats as I do for the RDLs. So I've got 240 pounds. Okay, once we're up, okay, let me show you from the side. I try and do at least 8 reps here. So how to choose your weight. The weight should be heavy enough where you can do around 8 to 10 reps. No more, no less. If you can do more, you gotta up the weight. If you can't do that much, bring the weight down. Okay, so then I go into my superset, which is just sumo squat. So I just use one of the 40 pounds and I do pulses. So we just come here and we're pulsing and we're pulsing and we're pulsing. Usually try and do about 10 to 15 reps of that. So I do this 3 different times. We go RDLs, sumo squat pulses, RDLs, sumo squat pulses. Do it 3 times. So I'm gonna finish that up and then we're gonna move on to the second superset. Okay, on to our next superset. And sorry if you can hear the background music. I'm not sure if it's picking up on the mic, but anyways, we are doing hip thrusts and I always start with no weight first. So I'm just gonna do 1 set just with the bar, just to kind of get used to the feeling and get my body in that motion. And then I'm gonna add weight on. And then we're gonna superset that with reverse lunges into knee drive, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. But first, we're gonna do our first set of hip thrusts with just the bar. Hip thrusts are my personal favorite. Let's grow that booty. One important thing is to keep the chin tucked, looking straight forward. I think a lot of people end up doing this kind of looking straight up at the ceiling, but you're gonna wanna keep your chin tucked, look forward. That is all that there is to it. So you're gonna squeeze your glutes at the top of the lift, right here, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And now we're gonna add weight to it, but first we're gonna do the reverse lunges with the knee drive. Okay, so I always take a plate. This one's just 10 pounds, but it's gonna be something that I hold overhead. I like to do this one with an overhead weight. Some people just like to do it without one, but I think adds a little bit of an extra challenge. So we're gonna come here, weight above the head, and we're gonna come back into a reverse lunge. And then as we come up, it's gonna be a fast motion, a knee drive, like this. And we're gonna do 8 on each side, and then you're gonna switch legs. So these single leg exercises are really gonna help, especially if you're a runner, just strengthening each leg, because running, technically, 1 leg sport. So we're gonna try and strengthen each leg, so not all exercises are gonna be using both legs. We're gonna try and do a lot of single leg stuff. All right, let's add some weight onto the bar for the hip thrust. This is honestly the biggest part of the workout. It's adding on the weight. Why is it so hard? All right, we're all set up. Sorry it's so dark. I've got 45s on each side. So I have gone heavier in the past, but I kind of feel like the 45s are the sweet spot where I feel the most burn. For some reason, when I go heavier, I feel like I'm overcompensating and using other parts of my body that I shouldn't be using in a hip thrust. So I go with 45s on each side, and I have found that to be the most effective. As always, we're gonna do 8 to 10 reps, and yeah, feel that burn. And then sometimes I like to do a little pulse at the end if I'm feeling a little extra strength come in. Then I will do my 8 to 10 reps, and then I will do some pulses. So I'll show you what that looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, chin tucked, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of a pulse here. And and that burns. That really burns. So now we're gonna do that, go into the reverse lunge with the knee drive, and then come back. I like to do hip thrusts for 4 sets just because it's my favorite. I feel like having a strong booty is just, it's great for running, it's great for looks, it's everything. So I do 4 sets of the hip thrust, and then that means 4 sets of the reverse lunges with the knee drive. So see you after I'm done. Okay, so we just finished hip thrusts and the reverse lunges with the knee drive. We are headed into Bulgarian split squats, which is so hard, but so necessary to do. And then I'm going to superset that with good mornings. So let's get into it. So first we're going to start with the Bulgarian split squats. I've got 30 pounds right here. This is what I feel like does the trick. Go heavier, go lighter, do whatever you need to do. I use the thing I use for hip thrusts just to put my foot up. I find that some of the boxes are too high. I like to have more of a lower bench to put my foot on. So some of the normal benches, if they're not too high, you can use those, but I always like to use the hip thrust block. The way that you find out where to put your front foot is you're going to put your foot down, put your knee on the ground like this. I usually stick my foot out like that, and so this is where I put my foot, because you don't want to go too close. Like this is just going to cause knee problems, but you also don't want to go too far because then it's just not effective. So legs straight out, and then I come up right here. So this is where I'm going to be. Try and keep your knee behind your foot or in line with it. You never want to be doing your squats like this, so you want to stay right in line. Got my weight here. I only use 1. A lot of people use 2. I'm not actually sure what is better or if there should be something you should be doing, but I always use 1. So opposite hand, opposite foot. We're gonna come up here, and we're gonna come down. Just so your knee slightly touches the ground, but not that it's resting. And then you should feel it right on your outer glute is where I feel it the most. If you position your foot differently, you'll feel it in different parts of your leg. I like to feel it mostly in my glute area, so this is the positioning that works best for me. So we come here, and as always, we are doing 8 to 10 reps. And then once you're done with that, then switch, outstretch your leg, right here, boom. Easy. And I still do this trick every single time I get into the position of Bulgarian split squats. It's just easiest to find where my foot should be. So we're going to come up here. I think the reason why I only do 1 weight in 1 hand is because I find it easier to balance when I can stick my arms straight out. So that's a burner. That feels really good. You know you're doing it right. It hurts. So I do 3 to 4 sets of this, but supersetted with the good morning. So let's go do that. So I've got the bar, 45 pounds, and then I put 10-pound weights on each side. I think if you're just starting out, just do the bar, because this can really mess up your back if you're going too heavy. So usually it's on a squat rack, just to show you guys, and the lighting's better over here. I have it on the ground, but you can just do this straight off the squat rack to make it a little bit easier, so you don't have to do this move. Unnecessary. So we're gonna put our feet shoulder width apart, and then as you come down, make sure your head is following the track of your spine. So we're not doing this where you keep your head up. Even if there's a mirror in front of you, you're gonna wanna look at yourself. Don't. Look at yourself after, head up, and as you come down, good morning, straight down. You should feel it in your hamstrings the most. And you're just gonna push your butt out a little bit. You're gonna have a slight bend in your knees. It's not a squat though, and you don't want to bend over just using your back. You should feel this in your glutes, you should feel it in your hamstrings. Have your head follow the line of your neck. So as you come down, your head comes down. As you stand up, your head comes up with it. As always, 8 to 10 reps. So besides hip thrust, this one's my favorite. You just really feel it. Here, let me show you what it looks like from the side so you can kind of get that idea. Keep your back as straight as possible. And if you have a squat rack, you won't have to do this, which can get really heavy depending on how much weight you're using. So let's go back to the Bulgarian split squats. I'll show you guys one more set, but I'm gonna do that 3 or 4 times, and then I'm gonna move on to the next superset. So as always, knee here, leg out straight. That's where we're going, right here. 8 to 10, 8 to 10. Slight tap of the knee, no resting. Okay, we're gonna switch. I'm going to be sore after this one, that's for sure. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna go do this a couple more times and then I will touch base for the next superset. Okay, next up is our last superset. So I'm going to be doing box jumps on this thing. These are always a burner. And then I'm going to be doing step ups / step downs on the bench. So we're going to start with, let's start with step ups and step downs. Let's get going. So we got our bench right here and I've got my weight. So 30 pounds for this just in one hand. So I'm a big one hand, one weight gal, if you guys can't tell. Got the weight in my right hand. That means the left foot is going up on the bench. And I'm gonna be focusing mostly on the coming down part of it. That would make it a step down, I believe. This is where things get tricky for me when I don't really know what they're named. I'm focusing, so I'm stepping up, but I'm focusing on coming down, so keeping it slow and controlled. So coming up, slow and controlled. We're gonna come up, and slow and controlled on the way back down. And we're gonna do 8 to 10 on each foot. Do you guys see that coming? And slow and controlled on the way down. Up, slow and controlled on the way back down. 8 to 10. And then now we're heading into box jumps. We've got box jumps going on. Okay, the music might be really loud here. I'm not quite sure. I'm standing right next to the speaker. But I'm going to do 12 reps, box jumps. Okay, that's just simply too low. Okay, so we've made this a little bit higher. So I'm gonna do 12 box jumps. I would like to have this be a little bit taller. I like to go to right about here. When it is a little bit of a lower height, I will do single leg, but no need to do that, but that's what I'm gonna do right now because this is a little lower than I would like it to be. So with single leg, we're gonna start with 2 legs and we're gonna obviously jump off of 2 feet. We're gonna land on 1 foot. So this is what that looks like. So this, I feel like, is really good when it comes to running. It works that single leg strength and kind of just like helps with ankle strength, helps with everything, but build up to that. Start with just a normal box jump, boom, come back down. But if you want to level up, single leg. So I'm going to do 12 or 6 on each foot, and then we're going to go back to the step downs and do that 3 times. You know the drill. Let's go. Okay, so you guys thought I was done. We're not. Well, we're done with the weightlifting aspect of it, but now we go into a burner at the end, which is the stair stepper. If it's not hard, then we're not growing. I always do 10 minutes of the stair stepper after leg day, and you know, it sucks, I will be honest with you, but you're gonna be happy you did it after. In the moment, it definitely is hard. I've got it set at 8 right now, and I will be going for 10 minutes, and then I'm done. And that is all. Today, I'm actually going to get a scalp massage, which I'm so excited about. So I'm just gonna finish up this 10 minutes of stair stepper here, and then I will check back in with you guys when I'm home for a post-workout protein meal. I'm back home and I am making some lunch right now. My hair is crazy from wearing a hat and then taking it off, but what we're having is some chicken thighs that I made last night for dinner, so I'm just gonna reheat them on the stove with some sweet potatoes. So super, super plain, but lots of protein. Tastes delicious. And then, as always, I dip my sweet potatoes in hummus for a little bit of extra protein, but I don't do too much hummus because that will make my stomach hurt. So typically I would add some vegetables to this mix here, but I don't feel like making any vegetables from scratch, and I finished all my salad last night. So we're just doing chicken and sweet potatoes, and that'll be good for right now, and then I'll make sure I eat some veggies for dinner. Personally, I think that chicken breasts are too dry for me, and I really don't like chicken breasts actually, so I always do chicken thighs. I'm sorry if that is also super loud. It is just sauteing wet, but I love chicken thighs. They're the best. I just put them in the oven at 400 for around 25, maybe 30 minutes, depending on the size of the chicken thighs, and then I season that with salt, pepper, and a little bit of lemon juice, some garlic, and it's so good. And then I always have leftovers that I can have for lunch, so it's perfect. And then the sweet potatoes I use are the Japanese sweet potatoes. They're delicious, and they are better than the normal sweet potatoes in my opinion. So here's my meal. It's so plain, but I honestly don't mind eating plain. I think that sometimes if you overcomplicate it, then it just makes it really hard, and then you end up not eating as healthy. I like eating plain, and I think it tastes delicious. I think if you cook chicken right, if you cook sweet potatoes right, they taste so good. So this is my lunch for today. So good. Also, I didn't have any hummus, so I'm just dipping my sweet potatoes in ketchup. This is the one that I use. It's from Primal Kitchen. The ingredients are good. You have to be really careful when it comes to just normal everyday ketchups that you'll see, like Heinz and stuff, because they have pretty bad ingredients in them, like high fructose corn syrup and a ton of sugar. So this is my go-to. It's a great brand, and it tastes so good. You start to get used to it, and honestly, I prefer it now. Okay, lunch is done, and I'm gonna go walk Willie, and then I'm gonna go to my head massage appointment. I'm so excited, but thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Love you guys. Bye.